YouTube, welcome. Watch out. Watch out. Back to another video. It's a discussion video. We go talk today about 2K24 and how they need to improve their finishing. Now, 2K23, I think, had a very big problem with finishing. Actually, it's been on every 2K has had a pretty big problem with finishing. I was just commenting on a video about the dunk frequency from Badge Plug. If you want to go check out his video, go check out his video. But, you know, I got to reply to my comments asking, why is everybody so against finishing or dunking in 2K? And I just want to highlight that issue right here. I don't have an issue with dunking. I just think that the frequency of dunks is just a little too high in 2K, especially 2K23. You can go for dunks pretty much on every possession. Like, if I want to, I can go for a dunk on every possession. Now, granted, there will be times where we'll get stopped, so I'm not saying it's all the way there. But if we go back to 2K16, one of the mechanics in 2K16 was it gave layups a priority. If you had an open dunk, you would go for the dunk, or if you had to, they had a mechanic, or if you held down on the right stick, then you would go try to force a dunk. But they also had a counterbalance mechanic where if you were a player that should not be dunking, then you would go for an animation that would basically make you miss the dunk. Now, sometimes that animation would go in, but if you weren't supposed to be trying to dunk on people, you weren't supposed to be trying to dunk on people. Oh, and I do want to clarify, I'm speaking from a strictly my player perspective. This has nothing to do with head-to-head or my team. Those have their own flaws, but strictly from my player standpoint, the finishing is too much. First thing I want to talk about is how the tendencies and your rating should go hand in hand. And I think that they should fluctuate based off of how you actually end up playing. So 2K has a hot and cold system in the game. Knowing that 2K keeps track of all your games and your field goals and your hot and cold spots, they should be able to fluctuate your finishing tendency based off of that. If you don't know, 2K will tell you what your hot and cold spots if you just go look at your player card for your my player. So if you have a tendency to go in for dunks a lot more, then I feel like you should get a higher boost to your dunks. But if you're the type to go for a fade, you shouldn't just randomly in a game. One of the redundant things in the 2K23 builder and pretty much every 2K23 builder is dunks are worth less than a layup, even though layups go in less. And just to compare this to real life a little bit, now I understand that this is a video game. It's not real life, but most field goals in the NBA are not dunks. Like 2% of field goals in the NBA are dunks. I don't know what the exact stat is, but I'll edit it in right here somewhere. But most field goals aren't dunks, even by taller players. They're very rare. And I'm not saying to eliminate dunks, because I understand it's a video game. You want people to maximize having fun. But you got to reduce the amount of dunks that we had. Now, going into the history, 2K16, your player would go for a lot of layups. And where you would start layups was a lot closer to the basket. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with like the court feeling different. Because like right now, you can take 2 steps. Not even 2 steps. You can take, if I'm playing on my center, I can take 1 step and then start my dunk animation. And with silver limitless takeoff. So it didn't used to be like that. There was a pocket between shooting a 3 and dunking, which was the mid-range. I think 2K's momentum system is momentum in the sense of the physics. Like, you can't get to A to B just because you press a button. Like, I think everything needs to be within the flow of the game. So if you're going at one pace, then that's the pace that you need to go up until you get to the basket. Like, you don't. Do people move faster when they jump? Is that like a thing? Like, is this Minecraft? But, yeah, I think 2K needs to work on that and make sure that that's good for 2K24. Finally, my last point. Interior defense needs to be based off of the contest, actually. So right now, interior defense is kind of like a bubble. Like, if a player with good interior defense is just around you, you're going to miss the layup. Instead, I think 2K needs to work better on maybe making the bubble around the hands where the hands are. Because I've missed point blank layups with a center just hands down, just looking at me, let them go by. Not to say that I should make it. I mean, I got like an 82 layup and they might have like an 85 interior defense, but I'm just saying that it needs to be more about the hands contest. This is what's contesting, or they should have separate between hands contest and body contest and, you know, positioning contest. If you come out of the lane to contest my layup and I started my layup and you were outside of the lane, it's going to be a more difficult layup because I'm trying to go through you. More prone to fouls and stuff like that. This ain't really a long video, but I did just want to get this video out there for 2K24. I will be dropping another video. I think I'm going to start a series just touching on topics of gameplay that can be improved. So if y'all are new to the channel, make sure y'all leave a subscribe. Hey, I'm Saint Otto, and I'm going to see y'all really soon. We out! Bang!
It was never no bicker with me, little nigga, and you know it's still no bicker. Get the fuck up on my face, I don't fuck with no snakes, so goofy ass nigga. But take it